Hello students. So today we are going to cover your all the questions from your practical. Now today's session for your revision of the AWD. Now let's get started without wasting the time. The first question which you can expect is your create a web application for user defined exception. As you can see, we will get the different exception in your ASP.NET. So let's create one user defined exception. So I am creating user defined exception under my web application. So I will create one empty web application. So as you can see here, I am selecting the empty web application. As you know, if you are selecting the empty web application, then you have to create one web form as well. So I will create one web form here. Just right click, add, and then just click on the web form. Now you can give the name to your web form. I'm keeping the default one, and then go to the design part. I will design my web form. So we'll take its simple label. Just design a simple web form here, and here we are accepting the user number. So enter a number. Okay. Now enter a number, and then we'll take one more text box to take the input from the user. You can change the ID of your text box. So I am writing here txt num, so that we are taking the number, so txt num. And then similarly we'll take one button as well to run our logic after pressing the button or after clicking the button. So I will write here submit. Now double click on your submit button, and then simply start writing your logic. Also one more thing, we'll take one label as well. Why? To set the error. So we'll take one label. Okay, so we'll provide the ID to our label. So I'm writing lbl message. lbl message. Now let's see, go to your ASPCS, and now start writing your code. Here it's quite simple. First we'll create one try block, but before taking the try block, just empty your previous messages. So lbl is equal to, first we'll clear out the content of our label message. So lbl dot text. Okay, we'll clear out the message which I stated before, and I'm creating one try block. As you know, if you are creating a try block, then you have to create catch block as well. So catch block with some exception, and I will close my catch block as well. Now let's see. First, another try block. I will write int num. What is int num? Whatever user will enter. So I will convert that part of your input box. So we are taking the input from our txt num. So I will write here int dot pass txt num dot text. We are converting the string input into the integer. If my number is less than 0, that means if user is entering negative value, then I will print, that is I will throw some exception. So throw new exception, and whatever is your exception. So my exception is number cannot be negative. This is my exception, that is user defined exception. And then if number is non-negative now, so I will set label dot text the whatever number is, so num into the integer. If you will not convert your num into the string now, that is fine. So I will set lbl text, and then your number, that is you entered, and then plus number, whatever your number you are entering. Also you can change the color of your label. So if you want to change the color of your label now, then you have to use lbl message. Same thing, lb message dot faux color. To change the color, faux color dot faux color equals to, faux color equal to whatever you want to set the color, system dot drawing dot green. As it is a correct number, so I will setting green color here. What about the wrong values? If user is entering negative value, then I will throw my own exception. So to throw your own exception, I will write lbl message dot faux color. First I will change the color to the red because it's a error message, and then message will be ex dot message, whatever is your exception will be set it here. I will run my project. Let's see the output now. So it is running. So what you are getting, enter your number. So I will enter my number as 1, which is a correct number. So you are getting a green color, that is number is correct. But if I will write negative number, so you are getting your output in the in the red color, that is number cannot be negative. So that's it for your first question. Now let's do the second one. So we had completed our practical number 1. Now for the practical number 2, which is a simple web page containing student roll call number, phone number, email. It is already done in our practical session. I had already provided you the link of it. That is my own Google Drive link. You can refer this practical from there only. That is your question number 3. Under the question number 3, you are getting a create a simple web page for the various server control, demonstrate setting and use their property, example auto pushback and the other thing. So let's do this one. For creation of it, let's see what we want. The first one, we need click on the button control to display the selected item into the list box in a text box. That means we need one list box and one text box, as well as here you are getting the selected item from the drop down list to one in a label. Also change the font size of the same label according to the font size selected from the drop down list number 2. Now display the image control for photo and check boxes provided spatial formatting, example underline, bold, italic, and the radio button provided for the color. Now let's see. First, let's design the page. So I will create one new web application. You can create the website as well, and then I will create one empty. As you know, we have to create one web form because it's a empty web application. So I will add one web form here. You can give any name, and let's do the formatting and the designing of our web page. First, we'll take two drop down lists. So let's see. First I will take one drop down list, and you can edit items here. So I will go to the edit item, I will add, and my first text is item 1. Similarly the value will be the same. Similarly I will add one more item, so 2, same value. Similarly 3 with the same value. So that's it. Okay, so my drop down list one is ready. Similarly I will take one more drop down list for the size. So I will take three sizes, that is small. Similarly I will take one more medium, and similarly I will take one more, that is large. So I'm taking three sizes here, small, medium, and large. Now done with the text boxes. Now the next part, selected text whatever you want will be set on your label. So I will take one more label here, and whatever will be your text, that is your selected text, will be visible here. So whatever you will select now will be set on your label. So I'm just writing that message so that you will get to know कि वो label क्यों दिया है. Similarly I have to take one list item as well. Let's see the question. As you can see here, we need list box as well. So let's take one list box. What do you want under the list box? The same thing, item 1, 2, and the 3, that is options. You need some options here. So option 1, and then similarly option 2, and then the last one, that is our option number 3. So we need three option here. So option 1, option 2, and your option number 3. That's it. Let's see, three options are added here. Now let's take one button, so that after clicking on that button you will get the output, or your text will be set on your label. So on the button I will set here my text as show, sorry, show selected item. So whatever item will you will select will be visible here. So show selected item. Similarly we need one more text boxes, that is a text area, because as you can read the question, the list box in a text box, so we need one more text box to set the value of list box under your text box. So I will take one text box, and to show it properly I will use multi-line text box. If you want, you can increase the size of your text box as well. So here I am taking multi-line text box. Similarly, we need a bold italic. As you can see the question, under the question you are getting check boxes, that is bold italic and radio button for color. So now we'll take first check boxes. So here we are getting checkbox list, so I will edit it and I will add here my text is bold, bold, and same as my value, and then italic, then same as my value, italic, and same my value, and then last me underline. So we are getting three options here, underline. Okay, so we are getting the three options: bold, italic, and underline. Now the last one, that is your radio button. So we'll take a radio button list as well. As you can see the radio button list, so I will add it, and then I will add red, first red, what is the color you want, and then cream, and then blue. So I'm adding three colors, blue. Now click on OK. So my UI is ready. Also, you have to define the different images or a single image. So as you can see here in the question, display image control for photo. So you can just click here in new line and you can take the image. So I will take one image here. You can set any image from your PC or the device, whatever the URL you want, you can select your URL. As you know, currently we didn't put it any image here. So first let's put some image here. So let's see on my computer where is some images. Yeah, I'm getting one QR code here. So I will copy that and I will just paste it under the folder. As you know, the name is quite difficult, so I will just write ABC PNG. Now for selection of your image, just go to your image URL and then select your PNG. I will click on OK. As you can see, the image is visible here. Now image is done, your UI is done. You can run your project to check whether everything is working fine or not. So I am running this project. Let's see the output. So here we are getting the options. We are getting small, medium, large items. So show selected item, nothing is happening because we have to perform it. So let's do the coding part now. To go to the coding part, to save your time, I just done the practical, the coding part. You can, I'm showing you the coding part. I just changed the auto post back property as well. As you can see here, under the auto post back property, under the auto post back, where is it? Yeah, so under the auto post back property you have to set the true. Okay, you can run the, you can do it from this browser as well. Just go here and here you are getting the auto post back here, auto post back. So you have to set your auto post back true. Now the next part, now let's see the coding part. First we have to set each post back font size is equal to font unit dot medium, whatever is your font unit dot medium. Similarly, label one dot faux color is equal to color dot black, that is a by default color you want to set. Now under the drop down list one, as you can see here, we have one drop down list one. This is my drop down list one, that is item 1, item 2, and item 3. So if user is selecting any item, that is label one dot text. What is label one? Label one is here. So label 1 pay we have to set the text the selected plus drop down list 1 dot selected item dot text. Whatever you will select from the drop down list will be set it on your text box. So display the selected item on the drop down list 1. Similarly, from the drop down list to selected index change. So how to create this functions, ये functions कैसे create होंगे? It is quite simple. You just have to go here, and here you will get this bolt का mark, that is events, and here selected index change. If you will double click here now, so directly your function will be created. Now after creation of your function, you have to write label 1 dot font size. Here label 1 dot text, but we are changing the font size here, because what is your drop down list to? That is a size, small, large and the medium. So font size is equal to font unit dot point. फॉन्ट यूनिट डॉट पॉइंट क्या करता है? पॉइंट एक इंटीजर वैल्यू को देता है पॉइंट में, एंड देन इंटीजर डॉट पास, आई एम कन्वर्टिंग द वैल्यू इनटू द इंटीजर ड्रॉप डाउन लिस्ट टू डॉट सिलेक्टेड वैल्यू. Now here we are writing selected value. So why you are writing the selected value? Now go to the small part and let's see the entity. Edit item. Here for the small I am setting 12. For the medium I am setting 16. For the large I am setting 20. Again small के लिए any value, medium के लिए any value and large के लिए any value. तो my text is small, medium, large but value is different. So यहाँ पर आपको different values set करना है. Now under the option 1, 2 and 3, as you can see option 1, 2, 3 is remain same. So go here, selected value, selected text नहीं, selected value. Now on the button 1 dot click, जब आप button 1 पे click करोगे तो क्या करना है? For each loop. Why we are using the for each loop? Because of the list item. We have to fetch items from my list box, that is this list box. If you are selecting multiple items, so list item in list box 1 dot item कहाँ से लेना है? List box 1 से, and then you have to set them under the text box here. So why we are writing environment dot new line? Environment dot new line is used to take every item in a new line. So environment dot new line. Now the next one, check box check change. If you want to change the text formatting on the basis of check boxes, here you are selecting the check boxes ना, so we'll write if font dot bold, label 1 का bold कब होगा? जब check box bold checked होगा. बट इटैलिक के लिए चेक बॉक्स इटैलिक इज चेक्ड, एंड सिमिलरली अंडरलाइन कब होगा? जब आपका अंडरलाइन चेक्ड होगा. नाउ द लास्ट वन, दैट इज अ रेडियो बटन. You can see the different radio button A, B, C, red, green, blue. So if radio button 1 dot checked, color dot red. If green is checked, green. If blue is checked, then blue, and so on. So I will run it again. Let's see the output now. So as you can see here, I am selecting the item 2. So selected item number 2. Medium, as you can see, the size is increasing because of the auto best back property. I am selecting multiple items here. So you are getting multiple items. If I will select bold, italic, underline, and then color is red, green, and then blue, and so on, and your image is visible. So that's it for this practical. Now let's do the next one. For the practical number 4, that is a question number 4, that is a create a simple web page to count the number of the times the current page is submitted to the server on event of a button. So it is already uploaded on my YouTube channel. You can see the link here on the top right corner. You can just click on that link and you can see that video. That is a practical number 5C. So under the question number 5, what you are getting, you have to create one simple application to finding factorial, money conversion, cube, and the generate Fibonacci series. Let's create each of them one by one. So I will create one new project here. Now, as you know, we will create one console application because we have to create only application. So we are creating one console application, create, and start writing your logic here. So basically, if you want to write or if you want to print something, then you have to use your system class. So I will write using system, and under the using system I will create my class here. So I'm giving the class as a name factorial because first one is your factorial of a number. So my class name is factorial. You can give any name here, and then under your class you have to create your main method. So main method is public static void and then main. Under that you have to create the string args well. So string and then whatever is your arguments. So string args. Now your main method is created. Now you can write your logic here. So factorial of a number, what is factorial of a number? You know already the factorial of a number. If you want to find the factorial of 4, then you have to do 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that means 24. So let's see how to do. Next practical is your question number 6, that is a demonstrate use of calendar control to perform the following operation, that is display message in a calendar control and display vacation in the calendar control, and also difference between two calendar dates. So which is again already uploaded on my YouTube channel. You can go through the link which is available on the top right corner for this practical. That is your calendar control practical, practical number 3.